What up, Knicks fans? I'm curious where you stand on this question. So get in the comment section and let me know. Who is the better all-time Knick? Is it Patrick Ewing? Go down and type 33 in the comments section. Or if you think it's Walt Clyde Frazier, my guy, go down in the comments section and type 10. What's going on, Knicks fans? You're watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, and in today's show, we're going to do a mock draft. I went through a mock draft simulator, made the pick at number 11 for the New York Knicks, and then at the tail end of the show, I went through a whole bunch of different NBA mock drafts, 10 different ones, kind of a mock draft roundup. Let you know what the big wigs, ESPN, Sports Illustrated, The Ringer, and The Athletic, who those guys had the New York Knicks taking. But first, I think it's important to set the stage and let you guys know what players have gone at number 11 in the past couple of drafts. The two names that pop off the page are Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Klay Thompson. You can get, a good player at number 11. Leon Rose and the Knicks scouting department have to do a good job and nail this pick. To restart and kickstart this rebuild or retool or just getting back on track for the Knicks, you got to make sure whoever you pick at number 11 is going to be a good player for the New York Knicks. But look, this is what the mock draft shook out like the first 10 overall picks. Chet Holmgren went number 1 overall to the Orlando Magic. Jabari Smith went number 2 to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Jaden Ivey, number 3 to the Houston Rockets. Johnny Davis, I really like him a lot. I thought he went a little early in this mock draft at number 4. Then Paolo Banchero out of Kentucky went number 5 to the Detroit Pistons. Then Keegan Murray to the Pacers. AJ Griffin to the Blazers. Benedict Mathurin, that one hurt. He's one of my favorite draft targets for the Knicks. Went to the Pels at number 8. Then Jalen Duren, number 9 to the San Antonio Spurs. Then Ochai Agbaji went number 10 to the Washington Wizards. So the Knicks, they were on the clock. There were still some really good players on the board. A thing that I thought to myself was, what are the positions that the Knicks need? They may need a point guard. I mean, they really need a point guard. I don't know if I want to go a rookie point guard route. They're going to need a big man if Mitchell Robinson walks in free agency. And if you're going to trade Julius Randle, you got to get a power forward. So these were the top 5 guys still on the board when the Knicks were on the clock at number 11. Shaedon Sharpe, the biggest question mark in this draft. Didn't play last year at Kentucky. I like Jeremy Sohan a lot. I think he's the most complete defender, and I love his versatility on the defensive end. Can guard positions 1 through 5. Then Dyson Daniels, the playmaking point guard, the Australian, 6'7", almost 6'8". Kind of reminds me of Evan Turner a little bit. I think he's a little more athletic than he is. Then Ty Washington, the point guard, combo guard out of Kentucky. Then Kendall Brown, the small forward out of Baylor. Look, I thought for a while of who, if I was Leon Rose and I was sitting in the chair, who I would make with this pick. But I want to open it up to everybody that's watching this show. Let me know who you would pick at number 11 in this situation. Johnny Davis is gone. Benedict Mathurin is gone. Those are my 2 top guys. But I want to hear from you and help me out. Give me a guy that you would have picked at number 11 at this spot. Before we reveal who I took with pick number 11, I want to say thank you to everybody that has hit that big red button because we reached 6,000 subscribers early this morning. That's a shout out and credit to every single one of you that have done that and watch all of these videos. Look, here at Knicks Now by Chat Sports, we can't do what we do without you guys. We pride ourselves on audience interaction. That's my favorite thing about this page. So if you want to join the family and get more New York Knicks videos almost every single day around the latest news and rumors, I promise our off-season coverage is going to be on fire. We're going to cover the hell out of the draft and the same for NBA free agency. So lock us in, go down right now, and hit that big red button. With the 11th pick, I had the New York Knicks selecting Shaedon Sharpe, the combo guard out of Kentucky. He is honestly the biggest question mark in this draft. Didn't play a single game at Kentucky last year, and he really is kind of new onto the scene. He grew from 6'4" to 6'6" as a high school junior. He was unranked. Then he became the number 1 player in the world in the 2023 draft 2023 college class, He reclassified midway through his junior year this past year to attend Kentucky, but didn't actually play a game, just sat out and essentially reclassified so he could be draft eligible in 2022. He was a late bloomer. He wasn't ranked, and now he's probably going to go in the top 10 of the NBA draft. His official measurements at the NBA Combine this week. He's 6'5" in shoes. He has a 6'11.5" wingspan, an 8'7.5" standing reach at 200 pounds with 5% body fat. I like a lot of things that Shaedon Sharpe can do on the court. This is someone that has everything you want in a scoring guard. He is an above-the-rim athlete. He is explosive in the open court. There's rumors out there that he has a 49-inch vertical. He was recorded having that. It wasn't an official Kentucky or NBA event, so I don't want to say he has that, but the dude is an above-the-rim athlete. When he is in the open court, he is going to make fireworks happen. Him and Madison Square Garden, get your popcorn ready. He's got long arms, like we talked about, with the long 6'11" wingspan, and he is an elite athlete when it comes to also having lateral quickness, and he uses that on the defensive side of the court as well as offense. He is just a very smooth athlete with a smooth handle. He reminds me somewhat of a taller Bradley Beal with more bounce. He's extremely athletic. He can get to the cup because he has great handles, and he can finish with the left hand and the right hand, or he'll just finish over the top of you and make a poster. And the thing I love the most is his shot from three is effortless. He can let it fly coming off one dribble, off a dribble handoff, off a down screen, and just let it rip. He has already NBA range, and he's a three-level scorer with ISO moves. I want to see him get better in the pick-and-roll game. He really did that much in the AAU circuit or in high school, but that's where he's going to be in the NBA. A ball-dominant player that can make plays out in the pick and roll, score at all three levels, and he is a microwave on the offensive end. He has potential to be the best player in this draft class because, honestly, he's the biggest question mark, like I've said a couple times already. But Draft Express, Jonathan Givony, one of the best NBA draft scouts on Twitter, go give him a follow, said this about Shaedon Sharpe. He said he put on a show for NBA teams today at his pro day in Chicago, showing his shot-making prowess and explosiveness in front of quite a few decision makers. This is someone that can throw down windmill dunks. Like him and Obi Toppin might be the most electric and high-flying duo in the NBA. Them on the fast break would be magnificent for all Knicks fans to see. I'm a big fan of Shaedon Sharpe. I think he could be like a leading scorer in the NBA one day. He is just someone that likes to take big shots, and he's good at making tough shots and big shots. He's just a true hooper. But I want to ask you this question, Knicks fans. Would you draft Shaedon Sharpe at number 11? Look, he didn't play a game at college. He really hasn't even played a meaningful game of basketball in 2 years. So there's a lot of question marks around him. But when you watch him and you trust your eyes, you just see the guy's a baller. But would you draft him at number 11? Is it too soon? Type Y for yes. Or if it's not too soon, type Y for yes. Or if you think it is too soon, you can go down in the comment section and type N for no. One thing you should do for sure is get yourself hooked up with an RJ Barrett jersey. Look, jerseys are out, jerseys are in. They're cheaper, $31.99. Chatsports.com/StarJ. That's chatsports.com/StarJ. Look, RJ Barrett is the face of the Knicks, and it's time for us as Knicks fans to embrace him. Look, he's going to be the first Knick since Charlie Ward to sign a second contract with multi-years on that deal. Let's embrace him. Show some love to RJ. I'll have the link to chatsports.com/StarJ in the comments and description of this video. Just click on it and get to shopping. To end up today's show, I wanted to do kind of like a Knicks mock draft roundup, where we look at all the big publications that cover the NBA and the NBA draft, and see who they had the Knicks drafting at pick number 11. So let's break it down. The Ringer, they had the Knicks drafting Jalen Duren, the center out of Memphis, a good two-way player, an elite rim protector. I like what he brings to the game. And then CBS Sports had Benedict Mathurin, probably my favorite player in this draft at the 11 range. Jaden Ivey's my favorite player, but I like what Mathurin can do on the offensive and defensive end of the court. He reminds me of a more refined and a better winning player of Terrence Ross. Has those same skills, but he plays a winning brand of basketball, whereas Terrence Ross is really just a sixth man. A.J. Griffin, the forward out of Duke, I like what he can do on both sides of the floor. He was projected to go to the Knicks by Sports Illustrated. Then Dyson Daniels, the Australian, the 6'7", 6'8" playmaking guard. He played for the G League Ignite last year. That's who Bleacher Report had the Knicks selecting. And then The Athletic, also like the Ringer, had the Knicks selecting Jalen Duren. Then in the ESPN mock draft, the most recent one had the Knicks selecting Benedict Mathurin. And then Ty Washington went to the Knicks at number 11 by Basketball News. And then CBS Sports put out another mock draft. They had the Knicks selecting Jeremy Sohan, one of the best, probably the best defensive player in this draft. And SB Nation had the Knicks selecting Dyson Daniels. And then USA Today had the Knicks selecting Benedict Mathurin. If I had to power rank my top 3 guys that I want the Knicks to select, it would be Benedict Mathurin, Johnny Davis, and then if Shaedon Sharpe is there at number 11, which I'm not even sure he will be, he may go top 5. I'm projecting it now that he will be the biggest pre-draft riser of anybody in this NBA draft circuit. So Benedict Mathurin, Johnny Davis, and Shaedon Sharpe, those are 3 guys I would love to see the Knicks draft on draft night. But let me know, who is your dream draft pick for the New York Knicks? I'm curious where you stand on this. Let me know in the comment section. Give me a name maybe I didn't mention on today's show. I'll go do some research and and continue to do more scouting throughout this process. But let me know, who is your dream draft pick for the Knicks? I also want to say thank you to everyone that's clicked on today's video and made New York Knicks Now a part of your day. Show me some love over on Twitter. I'm going to start tweeting about the Knicks way more now that we're in the offseason and the free agency period and the NBA draft's almost here. And if you just want to chop it up about the New York Knicks, I'm always down to do that. Just hit me up on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_.